What do you want me to do with you?
I hate everything. I'm just getting naked.
Hello guys, what's up? Did you see the title? I'm so excited. We are officially 6 months into Clean Routine 2019. If you're new here, I'm really sorry. I'm not always like this. It's completely untrue. So a lot of you guys have been requesting a half-year roundup, essentially, because who knows where we'll be in 6 months. We are going to be rounding up the best and worst in the clean beauty category that I have worked with so far this year. This is for all of you who are new to my channel and just want to catch up and want to find out like where we've been, where we are now, and where we plan on going. This is your mid-year landmark. So before I just knock everything over on my desk, because I have tons of products in front of me, let's go ahead and jump in. Don't at my hair, you guys. We are in like 2 showers a day season in Austin, and so my hair is wet. We're going to start by putting a towel under my butt because I am sweating. We're gonna start with foundations. Full coverage, we can't talk about full coverage clean beauty without talking about the Woke Up Like This foundation from Lawless. I just did another wear test of this and it just outperforms so many other things in the clean beauty category, especially for hot weather and things like that, especially for being like a dewy full coverage, very confusing category. It's not dewy, it's like satin, but still, it's not over drying. It's an incredibly difficult to find kind of formula for a foundation, and I think that it is just so unique, and so it really does belong at the top of the full coverage category. But in the like semi full coverage category, the foundation that if you leave this video buying one foundation, let it be this one, it is the Ilia True Skin Serum Foundation. I actually tried this initially last year, but I have retested it and compared it to other things over the course of this year, and I am wearing it right now, and I wear it all the time, and it's not full coverage, but it gives you that snatched finish. It really does blur everything, and it definitely covers like discoloration and stuff. A lot of you guys ask me about this. Is it worth it? Is it worth it? So many foundations in this category are this crazy $54 around there kind of price point. This one's actually worth it. So we'll get into the other ones that aren't so much worth it, but I promise you this foundation does not disappoint. But if you are allergic or sensitive to either aloe or coconut, there are coconut alkanes in here and it's very aloe based, so there will be other options for you, and ask me below if you have any specific questions. If those things don't bother you, this is like foundation of life. It's just the most versatile. What's funny about this entire roundup is that it's very take no prisoners. There will be brands where I give something like top marks, and for that same brand, they will have something that is absolutely on the bottom of my list. So we're not beholden to anyone today. Medium to buildable, okay? We have in the lead, honestly guys, there's just nothing else that compares to this stuff. We have the Cure-Wise. I have not refilled my pan yet. I'm still working on it, and honestly, I've been testing so many other foundations. I've not been working my way through it as fast as I thought I was going to, but this, I saw a video of myself recently putting it on, and I was like, I need to get back in the Cure-Wise game. It's so good, and it flexes with your skin, and it's actually truly buildable. And the honorable mention actually goes to the Crunchi Beautifully Flawless that we just wear tested, but you guys were like, God, that's so pretty. And you know what? It's $48 an ounce, but comparing against Cure-Wise may sound like a bargain. This stuff's like $68 or something. So do with that what you will. This is actually worth the hype, and it's got phenomenal ingredients. Just keep in mind there's dimethicone in this. There isn't dimethicone in this, but it does have coconut oil in it. So I'm really hoping that I'm remembering all these ingredients properly too. There are so many products in front of me, I don't really have the bandwidth to Google them all again. So CC cream wise, honestly, I have come back to Thrive recently. This has such insane wear time, you guys. This is the Thrive Buildable Blur CC cream. It's their only complexion product. Like, they don't have a concealer or anything. They do have a powder, but this is their only like pigment complexion product, and it's just a home run. It's a lot of coverage. It's slightly satin. It's not super dewy, so you can wear it with their powder and it can become a foundation. It's a super versatile product, but to me, when we're talking about a CC cream, it really does need to meet in the middle exactly between a makeup and a sunscreen, and there are so many of them that I've tried. The Andalou Naturals, the Juice Beauty, the Supergoop, where they say that they are CC creams, but they just don't have enough makeup value to them. This is such a good buy for someone who only wants to own one foundation. This is going to take you through all of your different occasions. You can wear it really sparsely on your face and still get pretty good coverage if you were to wear it sort of selectively, just to camouflage certain things. Or you can wear it like a foundation, build powder on top of it, and it is a snatched, flawless foundation look. So this is just a really, really good buy, and honestly, when it first came out, everybody was like $38, but now in comparison to everything on my channel, it's like, yeah, $38, that's fine. And a viewer recently messaged me on Instagram to ask me what they thought I should do about the fact that maybe their shade changed in the summertime. And instead of buying the next deeper shade, I would highly recommend just buying something like this, the Debronzy from Drunk Elephant, because this mixes with your foundations and bronzes up your foundation shade. And it doesn't change the undertones, which I feel like is what happens when you go often to the next shade in a foundation, is that it won't have your same undertones. And so this maintains your undertones, but just deepens your foundation. And that is why I highly recommend it. Just little sidebar, I guess. I was watching a Jamie French video recently with her husband. She was with her husband. I wasn't with her husband. And she said, all of my videos are hopelessly boring until I edit them. And I was like, so relatable. Like the long pauses right now between spiels of talking, you guys would be so bored. Okay, and in terms of light coverage, foundation, I'm just gonna go ahead and say it. This is my light coverage foundation of choice. It's the Drunk Elephant Umber Tint Physical Daily Defense SPF 30 Broad Spectrum Sunscreen. And you guys, every time someone asks me, they're like, you know, what's your favorite light coverage? Is it the Glossier? Is it the Vapor? Like, honestly, this is it, because it's not designed necessarily to be a makeup, but it does have a little bit of coverage. I would say it has just as much coverage as the Glossier skin tint, you know? It's absolutely gorgeous. It does tan your skin in this really beautiful, believable kind of way. Honestly, every person who buys it that I talk to is like, that stuff is so legit. And I was on the phone with my sister yesterday who like doesn't really watch my videos. And she had a friend with her, and her friend was like, you know, what would you recommend for X, Y, and Z, good physical SPF, blah, blah. And I was like, honestly, the Drunk Elephant Umber Tint, it is tinted, but do not be afraid. And my sister was like, that stuff is so good. And I was like, yes. Like, we discovered it independently of one another, and we both are like the biggest stans of the Umber Tint, and it just has become something that's like, my phone knows how to spell it now. It just rolls off of my tongue like 5 times a day. I love it, and it is a very effective physical sunscreen. And I don't really, like, honorable mention just because I haven't gotten a chance to use it that much, but I accidentally bought the Supergoop Daily Correct CC Cream in one shade a little too deep, and when I put it on, I was like, that looks just like the Drunk Elephant. It really does. I don't know whether it is going to be Primer of Life the way that this is, depending on the ingredients. I don't actually know what the ingredient is in this that makes it the Primer of Life, but they look really, really, really similar on the skin. So, you know, it's an ongoing journey. I don't have all of my thoughts together on this one just yet. I do know that I can highly recommend this one, but honestly, like, I'm impressed. I'm impressed so far. Oh, and now we gotta talk about the worst. I am so sorry. There have been mediocre foundations, and I said this previously in like a pretty recent video. I was like, honestly, I think my wear tests are going better than usual because I've actually gotten better at doing makeup. Like, imagine that. However, this made me look like a fool. This is the Vapor Atmosphere Soft Focus Foundation, and you guys, we recently learned that you don't need dimethicone and silicones to make a product perform and last on your skin. This doesn't have that, and it was slightly unfair, lesson learned, for me to compare this side by side with Ilia, because Ilia does have dimethicone in it. But for the money, and they are the exact same amount of money, this is not worth your money. It completely falls apart. It is weird when it's on, it's weird when it's going on. It doesn't really dry down properly. Your powder behaves strangely on it. It accentuates lines and it just doesn't hold up. It's like the emulsification of it is not strong enough to hold the pigments together, essentially, and the pigments just start to kind of like drag down your face. I don't have a perfect solution for you for this particular product if you are going for that Ilia type wear, but you don't want a dimethicone. Aerie Perez is probably the closest, but don't buy this. It's not worth your money. Okay, let's talk about concealer. And this has been a really big issue on my channel recently because I think I have been trying every clean concealer on God's green earth recently. I have been trying so hard to find one that performs like we're used to concealer performing. I said it in my last video, I feel like everybody keeps trying to reinvent the wheel. They're like,
but what really is concealer? Can we change people's perception of what concealer is supposed to be?
Like, no. Okay, we go to Sephora, we get something that covers our dark circles, we want to move into the clean category, give me something that performs. And the first one is, honestly, no surprise here, the Westman Atelier. I know this is not technically a concealer, but it's not technically a foundation either. I think Gucci Westman honestly kind of did the same thing that I just accused all the other brands of doing, where she was just like, but is it concealer? Is it foundation? What is makeup? And she just made her own. So this is this very versatile complexion stick. You know, it's technically called a foundation, which is fine, but if you put this all over your face, which we've done, that's not its best use case. It definitely doesn't shine under those circumstances. When you watch her put it on other people, she does it so sparingly because it is this outrageously highly pigmented product, guys, and you can use it as a concealer. I use Atelier 0 to get a really beautiful concealer shade. It performs on the skin so beautifully. It's really intense in color without being oily or dry, not cakey at all. It really does set down on your skin in a way that looks like skin. It's super believable for the crazy AF price point, which it absolutely is. I've been using this probably more than any other product that I have, and you guys, I use such a whisper of it on my face every single time, and it is just so highly concentrated that this is gonna still last me a year, you know? Honestly, it shocks me, it blows my mind. I really rolled my eyes at this product in the beginning. I was just like, really? I'm gonna go buy some like, ooh, one-step makeup from Barney's. It's worth $70. You guys, it's that good. It's just that good. And I've paid a lot of money for things that were not that good, and I've told you that. And honestly, not everything from Westman Atelier is this good, but this is that good. Honorable mention goes to, and a much more practically priced product. It's really good alliteration. This is the CoverFX Power Play Concealer, another one that I resisted tooth and nail. Probably because the first time I ever encountered this, I walked into Ulta, I tried it on the back of my hand, and I was like, that is pasty, and none of it matches my skin, and all of these shades are really disparate even though there's so many, and I just like was not in the mood to buy something that day. You know how you are, like when you go shopping sometimes you try on clothes and you're like, I hate everything, I'm just gonna be naked. That's how I was that day. I was just like, makeup, ugh. This is a really great clean concealer. I understand that CoverFX is not everyone's definition of clean, but it's Sephora's definition of clean, so that's gotta count for something, I guess. The main thing I want to point out about this is it behaves like prestige concealer. This behaves like what you expect when you go to Sephora and you buy a concealer. It's not trying to reinvent the wheel. There's nothing greasy about it. There's nothing weird and dry about it. There's nothing like trying to invent what concealer should be. This just behaves like concealer. However, the one thing that I will say about it is like, take your time. Put it on your skin and let it dry for a minute. I think probably as this tube gets older, it will mature into itself and become a little bit more high coverage right when I apply it, but currently, as it's pretty new to me, when I put this on, especially under my eyes, I like to let it set down for a little while before I actually pat it into my skin, because it will just spread all over the place. It's a little bit too liquidy, but it's honestly a small price to pay for it actually behaving probably the most like a Tarte Shape Tape of anything that I've tried in this category. And the worst goes to, I don't have it in my hands right now and I don't feel like digging it out. Oh my God, the Onami concealer. There have been a lot of bad ones. A lot of bad ones, you guys. I have tried so many concealers that have just like, it's like pouring money in a hole, but that one wow. She comes out of the tube in this weird, like, cream suspended in, like, maple syrup kind of consistency, and a lot of you guys were like, mine didn't look like that, and I'm like, look, if you didn't like the way your story turned out on me, you should have behaved better, okay? It's not my job to buy multiple tubes to make sure that your manufacturing practices are consistent, okay? I got a weird one, and that's what I'm judging it off of, so I don't like it even when I like emulsify it and put it on. I just could not stinking get it to work, and Anami has some beautiful products, but that is not one of them. Do not spend your money on it. It is stupid. Let's talk about highlighters. We're actually just gonna move all the way through like the cheek products, but we're gonna start with highlighter. I don't have honorable mentions in all categories, but there are a lot of categories of highlighter. The first being what I call a pigment highlighter, and I'm calling this that because I don't know what this is. It's a Brightener. This is the bio-based baked brightener, more alliteration, in Universal Glow Shade 1 from Well People. Talk about a brand that I don't love everything from. I want to stand Austin brands so hard, but sometimes we just cannot get our lives together. Anyway, they sell Well People at Target now, and that is where I got this. That does not mean it's drugstore price. It was still like $22.50, but I was kind of the last to know on this one. I tried this on camera and I was like, what is this? It's so good. I'm wearing it right now. And so many of you guys sounded off in the comments and you were just like, where have you been? It's the best. A lot of people use this on their whole face as their powder because it does not have a ton of shimmer to it, but it's got this brightening thing to it. And what I use this for the most is when I get a little overzealous with the rest of my cheek products, which is every single day. So, you know, I do my bronzer, do my blush, and everything's just sort of like quickly traveling towards the middle of my face. And it also travels down. It just doesn't want to stay where it is because I use this size brush because I have no chill whatsoever. And so then I can go in and save myself with a brush like this that's very loosely packed and dip it in the Well People and just, you know, dust it here and there, and without adding coverage, without adding any really noticeable pigment, I am able to doctor where I may have gone a little bit too far. And then I just go back in and just keep putting blush on because I am who I am. I love this product. I think it's worth every single penny. I'm grouping it with the highlighters because I don't know where it belongs, but I know that it belongs in my collection. So we will go in order from pigmenty, not so sparkly, towards blinding, but in the middle is what I like to call like a subtle highlighter. It's like a wearable highlight, and that distinction belongs to this. This is the Kosas, well, it's the Papaya 1972, but I'm pretty sure the highlighter is the same in all of their blush palettes. The same way with the cream blush palettes. I'm not going to be rounding up cream blushes in this video because A, it would take me a year, and B, I've already done it. I'll link the video down below. Nothing has changed about my opinion on cream blushes since then. In fact, after I spent all of my money for months on end on cream blushes to make that video, I haven't bought a new one since then, so just you're all caught up. Anyway, this is just, champagne, neutral, just so satin, not glittery, not shimmery. But when you put it on, because I'm wearing it right now, I'm also wearing a Lawless, but you put it on and it's just kind of a highlight you can put on a larger area, and then you can just kind of hit little tinier spots, detailed spots. I'm getting to be like Tati, where I literally I use like 800 products on my face every day. I never thought that I would be that person. Anyway, yes, you can do some detail work with a more blinding highlight, but this is going to be one of those just like universal glow kind of highlights. Did I just say universal glow because that's the title of the Well People Brightener? Oh boy. We'll talk about this blush later, but we're gonna come back to this, but this highlight has been unexpectedly amazing for me because I'm not super in love with the cream version of it because it's like too lotiony. It adds too much moisture to my skin, but that highlight is just, it's life. I'm very well on my way to panning it. And blinding is pretty easy, guys. It goes to the Lawless, what's it called? Afternoon Delight Lucid Skin Highlighter. I started following Annie Lawless on Instagram. That girl is so extra. Like, I love her. Like, right now she and her husband are in Iceland and they're just like eating 14-course meals with wine pairings, and she's just like snatched to the gods. She's just like living in a white bathrobe, like sipping champagne, and it's like, what is your life? Like, she's amazing. And her makeup is definitely makeup. Like, all of the makeup that she puts out is full coverage, want to look snatched, not shying away from it, but it's clean AF, as she says, and this blew my mind. It shocked me how much I liked this. I'm also wearing this right now. Any of the like bright that you see is this, but I do use it a little bit more sparingly, but I love it because the shade is actually universal. I was, if you guys watched the video, was terrified that this was gonna be too gold, but even on my pale self, this worked so beautifully, and it does have a good like fine mill to it, and I think that that's kind of half the battle, right? A lot of times we end up with things that look like an eyeshadow because they've got straight up glitter in them, but like look at the difference between the Kosas and the Lawless. Kosas, oh okay, really nice, neutral, wearable. This is like, oh bam! I'm kind of calling this like an outlier honorable mention highlighter category of your one buy. Like, if you're going to buy one highlighter, if you're not going to be like me and wear 5 highlighters on your face because you might as well use them, you already bought them to test them kind of thing. If you really are trying to keep a very minimal makeup collection and you want one highlighter to rule them all, this is the one, and it's not that expensive. This is the upgrade highlighter in Backstage Pass from PYT Beauty. This brand is not appreciated enough, especially their powder products, and I also love their packaging. It's really sturdy, it feels really luxury, but you can almost always get this stuff at least a little bit on sale through their website. I'm not sure if they're still selling it on Ulta. They do sell it in various places all over the internet. I think Credo sells it, but this is your perfect somewhere in between highlighter. There, I redid it. So there is the Kosas, very subtle. There is the Lawless, very bling. And then here's PYT right in the middle. It's this perfect champagne shade. It has just enough shimmer to it if you are going to only wear one highlighter and you don't want to have to fuss with a lot of them. Just go with the PYT, and it's the least expensive out of all of them. And real quick, I'm gonna touch on the worst highlighters. It will probably come as no surprise that none of them are powders. I really have never found a powder highlight that I was mad at, you know, unless it was just like green. Whew, I've had some issues with some other delivery systems. The first being, don't buy this. This is the Ilia Liquid Light Serum Highlighter. Why do I need a serum highlighter? The answer is, I don't. And it's just, the thing about this is, it doesn't make any sense. I think it's trying to be like the CoverFX, highlight glow drop things, but it's too thin and watery, and it doesn't matter what you put it on top of, it pushes the makeup around underneath it. I'm not gonna be putting a blinding liquid highlight on bare skin. And this just makes your life so difficult. I spent months, yeah, pretty much months, trying to figure out how to make this work. Like asking the product, what do you want me to do with you? I want to call up Ilia customer service and be like, can you just tell me? I'm tired of guessing. How is this best used? Because it doesn't make any sense. It's a bad formula. It's a bad product. It's a dumb thing that I bought. I don't buy it. And honestly, guys, this is the Westman Atelier highlighter, and for all of its beauty and majesty and gorgeousness, wow, it is so beautiful. It looks like mermaid skin. It's like iridescent unicorn vibes, but like it doesn't work with anything. It doesn't work with anything. Whatever the underlying formula that's carrying this gorgeous glow is, it will make whatever it's on top of, cream, nothing, what have you, settle into lines you did not even know that you had. Honestly, the highlighter being as fascinating as it is, it's not enough highlight payoff to be worth the just dumbness of it at the end of the day. I looked at it on my face at the end of the day and I was like, I didn't think I had crow's feet, especially like here, and it had just settled in everywhere in these gross little iridescent crevices, I guess. It doesn't make any sense. I hardly ever use it. Like, do I wish in theory that I could cover my entire face in it? Yeah, because I like want to be that, you know? I want to be someone covered in luxury iridescent highlighter, but like, practically speaking, this just doesn't have an application in my routine. It just doesn't work. It stays wet. it doesn't have any depth to it, and it makes everything move around. It's gross. It's just a gross product, and I would not recommend it. Let's talk about some powder blush. Yes, ma'am. This is just a big category. It's a big category on my channel. I spent all of like the first 3 months of this year doing cream blush and all cream looks. And I've spent probably the last 3 months just diving deep on powder again and trying to find really good, clean beauty powder blushes. I would love to surprise you guys. I would really, really like to blow your minds with a new choice here, but I realized, like, even today as I was putting my makeup on, I did a bunch of things on my face and I was like, oh, this is so pretty, and then I got done and I was like, I cannot live without Rosie. I can't live without this blush. This is the Thrive Cosmetics Cosmo Power Multi-Dimensional Strobing Blush. Carissa loves a title, and this is just the most universally flattering, beautiful shade. And if it's not as universal on everyone, Angelina is also really, really, really beautiful. I'm wearing both right now. This is that ultimate perfect pink with little flecks of gold. It is just, and it just gives me this little baby cheek flush, and I love it so very much. And so while I would love to tell you that I have a brand new product for you guys to try, if you already own Rosie, you're all caught up. The honorable mention goes to the shimmer side of this. Mainly, I just really like this formula. So this is the CoverFX Monochromatic Blush Duo Matte and Shimmer. We do end up with a matte and a shimmer, just like it says, but I don't love the matte as much. It's fine, it's just hard to use. It's like so pigmented that I haven't figured out the right brush to make it work yet. Rosie is going to be like super duper pink. I just stuck it in between. And then this is actually in the shade Soft Peach. So this is, you know, your peachier shades of this, and it does come in multiple colorways. So I'm really glad that I bought this. I think that the formulas are both really, really pretty, but the shimmer side is the one that gets a lot more use from me just because it's a lot more forgiving. Shimmers tend to be more forgiving. Shimmer helps things spread, but this is just a really, really difficult formula. I just don't think it's very user-friendly or beginner-friendly. So as far as matte blushes go, I actually don't have that many matte blushes that I really love. The one, though, that makes it into my makeup routine every single day is this one, the Heartbeat Cheek Color in the shade Exhale. It's important to point out the shade Exhale. I'm not sure, I think that they still carry a bunch of different shades, and so this is from PYT Beauty. The cool thing about this is that it's cool toned. So I'm just piling all of these warm tones all over my face. I need some relief. I need something to dial it back, and this is that. One of you guys recently commented that watching me apply this was like a game changer because they were like, you know, yeah, all the makeup looked really, really good, but like that blew my mind because it does. It just goes and hushes everything down a shade. It's awesome. I like having forgiveness products, things that are going to get me out of trouble. The Well People is that, and this is that. This is one of those blushes that if you are a warm tone girl, you might not necessarily be drawn towards this, but it's a really good thing to have in your collection because otherwise everything's just like same. This helps to kind of counterbalance everything in a way that you don't really see this particular pigment on my face right now, but it's what's keeping everything from being just really loud. This has been a really, really difficult discovery for me, but I have to talk about how this is probably the most disappointing blush in my collection right now, powder blush wise. Oh, she's back. Yeah, Papaya 1972. Why don't I find this intoxicating blush to meet my standards? Because this is the most intoxicating blush to put on. This is the color of life. It is the dreamiest formula. It is so gorgeous. I love it so much. I was so excited to buy it. Guys, you've probably seen in some of my wear tests, and it really took me a long time to figure it out because I didn't want it to be true. This does something with the moisture on my face, either the moisture in my makeup or me just sweating or oils in my skin or something. Tell me if you guys experience this too. It leaves little red dots all over my face at the end of the day, or even like midday. Something in this has some kind of concentrated pigment that when it hits oils or like water or something, it will spread out. And if you look up close, you don't even have to look that close, they look like those little cherry things that you get on your skin. I mean, they're like bright red dots. it's not okay. And I haven't been wearing it because of that, because I'll just look in the mirror and it looks like I have food on my face. It looks like it just like someone splattered me with Kool-Aid. Like, it's not okay. Kosas. I don't know. I think they reached out to me recently to send me some stuff and I haven't gotten anything yet. So I'm kind of like, I don't know. That happened to me with Honest Beauty too. They were like, we're gonna send you a bunch of stuff, and then they just never did. I might like reach back out to their PR team and be like, yo, why is this happening? But at the same time, I guarantee that person wouldn't know. So I don't know. I was so amped on this product and I was so excited to recommend it, and I just wish that they would fix that problem, and I also wish that they would put this highlight that is, like I said, I'm pretty sure the same pigment, the same shade in every single one of their blush palettes. I wish they would put it in its own highlighter palette. I mean, not palette, like compact, and I would buy it. So, all right, let's talk about some bronzers. Moving right along. The Shimmer Bronzer of Life will really probably surprise no one. This product makes me so happy. Every time I use it, interacting with this packaging, everything about this product makes me happy. This is the RMS Beauty Luminizing Powder in Scarlet Peach. The only unfortunate thing is I had to buy the entire Savannah Peach collection to get this bronzer, which you shouldn't have to do. It's that good that it just needs to be its own thing. It is such a close dupe for my Too Faced Pink Leopard Blushing Bronzer, which does not exist anymore. You can't buy it anymore. I have one over there. But it was just, that was so my holy grail for so long, my shimmer bronzer of life. And this has all of those same tones in it, where it's a little bit brown, it's a little bit gold, it's a little bit champagne, and it's like the tiniest bit pink. Yes, queen. It is the perfect fair skinned girl, bright, beautiful, creamy, gorgeous bronzer. And you get a stink ton of product in there. I mean, yeah, I had to spend $72 on the entire collection, but I'm pretty sure that Midnight, whatever the heck it's called, is pretty close to this. It's another shade of it that's actually in its own compact. But RMS just, they nailed this formula. This is so, so, so beautiful. And I love using it every single day. I put it on this big, stinking, huge, fat Thrive brush, and I just have so much fun. It's so rewarding. It's so forgiving. It reminds me so much of the Pink Leopard, because as I'm putting it on, I'm just like, yes! Like, it's never that like, oh crap, you know, like I've put too much on and now it's splotchy. It blends so beautifully on the skin. I cannot say enough about this, but RMS does need to put it outside of the collection. Matte bronzer, I would really like to surprise you again, but I'm not going to. It is the Thrive in Rhea. Now, they did just send me EOS, and I haven't been using it long enough to say, but even though it doesn't look particularly shimmery, it's a way more spaced out formula, I guess. When you put it on your skin, it doesn't have the crazy instant impact that this does. This is like an amazing contour bronzer. It just really adds a lot of pigment really quickly, but it stays blendable. EOS is still really, really pretty. It could be a contender for my like shimmer highlight category at some point, but this thing is such a mainstay in my collection. I think it was like in the first Thrive order that I ever made after my mascara video. I'm wearing it right now. It adds so much beautiful contour to it, and it's not too warm. I think that that's one of the biggest things that I have trouble with, is just, you know, when you want a bronzer that is gonna make you look tan, that doesn't mean you want it to make you look orange, Airy Perez. So just to, this is such a good example. I'm always glad when swatches look like I think they're going to in my head. Thrive and Airy Perez. Can you see that? Thrive is just this gorgeous, matte, cool brown. Airy Perez is like almost red. It's so orange, and this is honestly like worst bronzer. It's unwearable. You put it on and it looks like red clay on your face. I don't know who it's for. As bronzers go, it's a pretty straightforward category, and that thing was so stinking disappointing. Especially as much as I love their foundation, that bronzer was bad. Oh, and I don't want to skip over this. Wow, another one of those like huge differentials between expectation and reality. This is the Be Sunkissed Bronze Beauty Bronzer from Lila B. Oh my god, you cannot get, I just shoved my finger in there, you guys. Shoved my finger in there. And like, the actual pigment on that is so light. Who is that a bronzer for? It's not a bronzer for me. Like, maybe that's a bronzer for like a porcelain girl. Maybe this is the bronzer for you, but this is just not universal. I think there are a lot of people who watch my channel that would put this on and they'd be like, that's lighter than my skin. Like, that's worrisome. I don't know. So yeah, it's just got a lot too much white behind it for a bronzer. And some of you guys said that you ordered it and it was way too dark for you, which also makes me think like, Lila B, get your crap together. But this was such an enormous investment, and I pushed past so many of my own morals to buy this because I did not want to buy anything from Lila B, because if you're gonna do this much packaging with the metal packaging and everything, make it punch out and let me be able to buy a replacement pan. But Lila B doesn't do replacement pans like Chiarwiz does. What's the point? We've been over this, Lila B. I need her to get her stuff together. I'm not buying anything else from Lila B, especially because that face spray that I ordered from them smelled like tennis balls. Hope you guys enjoy my rants. I'm really not sure they're based in reality like at all, but I hope you enjoy them. Okay, let's talk about some setting powders, because like I said, like first 3 months of this year, I was all cream. I just didn't put powder on my face for the most part. And then I decided I need to start testing face powders, setting powders, powder blushes, powder bronzers, that kind of thing. And so I've been just deep in study on that stuff since then. So I ordered a crap ton of different face powders, and I'm going to do a best and worst setting powders video at some point, but I'm going to go ahead and tell you where I'm at this point, and it might surprise you. Guys, the front runner right now is this. This is the CoverFX translucent powder. They did perfect setting powder. That's the one in translucent. I'm wearing it right now. It's so finely milled. It disappears under your skin. Yes, I do believe that it is cornstarch based. I'm not sure, but it agrees with my skin. I don't have corn problems, but I am so surprised that this is the one that I keep coming back to. Do I love the Lawless Seal the Deal? Yes, and I also love the amount of product that you get for the price. Do I love the Ilia? Yes. In fact, this is like honorable mention. This is really, really, really good for a no makeup face. It's never going to make you look too powdery, but I don't think it holds up well enough on a full face to be like a universal powder. But man, if I'm just wearing a CC cream, like this is, whoo boy, it's beautiful. My God. I mean, I look at myself in the mirror and I'm just like, I didn't know I could look that blurred and snatched, okay? Like this is really, really that good under those circumstances. And then the other one that I don't have in front of me, do I? Yes, I do. This is the honorable mention for fully snatched, full coverage. You're not going to get a lightweight face of makeup out of this, but this is for like, if you want to, wear a face of makeup and trust it that it's going to last all day long and you're going to look flawless, the Filtered Effects Soft Focus HD Setting Powder from Thrive is the one. And it's got a lot of skincare in it. The CoverFX though is the most universal. This is the one that I have found that works in the most use cases the most beautifully. However, like I said, it's corn. So the other one that we found recently that honestly, you guys, is like such a home run, even for the price, is the Bamboo Blur Powder from 100% Pure. And it is truly 100% pure. It is made out of mainly bamboo silica that's going to, help absorb oil over the day and things like that. It just really knocked my socks off, and I've worn it a few days since then, and it's just been so beautiful. And they do carry a translucent in this. It does come in multiple shades. I did get this in the light shade, but you can buy it in a shade that's going to either add coverage because it does have pigment to it and just like match your skin with it, or you can buy it in translucent. So I haven't tried the translucent, but I can vouch for this one. I really like it. And from the comments, a lot of you guys really like it too. And we're going to talk quickly about the absolute worst. I, again, don't have it in front of me because I have it put away and I don't feel like going and digging for it. But the first one that is like the ultimate disappointment of life is the Onami. Oh my God. I've never felt so uncute as I did when I was wearing the Onami powder, you guys. Like, it just granulates and is disgusting. And I need to issue a correction because a lot of you guys pointed out in the last video, I said RMS was corn-based, and it's not. It is 100% silica. We'll get to that in a second. But what I meant and what in my brain I got conflated was the Onami, because they behave so similarly, and the Onami is almost entirely cornstarch, and that is why. And so, oh my gosh, don't spend your money on that if I did not make that clear enough in that video, except that I pronounced it Onomi the entire time, which is what it looks like in my defense, but on me, fine, but it is truly, truly the worst powder I've ever used. And close behind, you guys, is this, like I said, the RMS Beauty. This is 100% silica. That's all this is. Silica, I'm learning, can be made from lots of things. I thought it was just processed quartz, but it can be made from bamboo. It can be made from plenty of things. I liked this when I tried it with RMS because I just went da 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 and just dusted it in like teeny tiny little places. As soon as you try and make this your daily powder, it is the exact same thing that the Onami does. It granulates and like pixelates your makeup is what it looks like, and it's really expensive. And it was one of the first, if not the first, clean beauty brand powders that I tried, and so I wanted to believe, but it's just not good. It's just not good. Lots of RMS products are amazing. This ain't it. Okay, let's talk about setting sprays because I need to redeem Onami a little bit. This is hands down the best setting spray I've ever used in my entire life, y'all. I'm not exaggerating. However, something strange has happened recently. I need to like rinse the cap or something because it's like spraying erratically all of a sudden. I don't know what it is, but I like doused my face in a video recently that you guys will see soon. I was just like, da, 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 oh my God, I'm soaked. What happened? But this is an amazing amount of product for the price. It's 5 freaking ounces for $30. That's better than Urban Decay. It's better than most of them. It gives you this. It gives you this amazing glow. It actually wears all day and it melts your makeup into your skin so beautifully. You guys will see me so many times in my videos where I put on a highlighter and then I'm just like, and now let's hit it with setting spray. It's like my favorite step because it just makes everything pop. It makes it all bounce. It's just so gorgeous. And while I wouldn't necessarily recommend this for my oily skin girls in the summertime necessarily, a lot of you guys have messaged me recently and been like, oh my God, instant holy grail. Like, thank you. Because it does have good setting abilities. It does still keep, it's not just a glow spray. It's not like the Tatcha Dewy Skin Mist or something where you're just adding sheen. Like, this actually does help set your makeup, and it's my ideal balance of setting my makeup and making my skin glow. And the worst, the one that I probably shouldn't have kept because they do make a dewy version of it and I didn't realize that when I bought this, is the high performance setting spray from CoverFX. Don't do it. It feels like hairspray on your face. It really, it's like alcohol based or something. It says shake very well before use. I put this on my face and it freezes your makeup so hard that once it's done drying, you can do like this and you can see your skin fold, you know, because it's put this like layer that's like not flexible. It's like a weird plastic covering on your face that I just don't understand. So, I mean, I guess there are people who need to secure their makeup that much and probably for like oily skin and stuff like that. But for me, it was just really unflattering and honestly physically uncomfortable. Oh, I'm starting to get hoarse. That's how I know this video is gonna be an hour long. Let's talk real quick about eye palettes and eye products. So we've been really, really lucky here on my channel with some fantastic eyeshadow palettes. These are the ones that I've tried this year. Well, they're not the only ones. These are the main ones that I've tried this year. The Lawless the One palette is really worth it. It's absolutely gorgeous. And the Aether Beauty palettes, which you guys haven't seen this one yet, this is the Crystal Grid palette. Tyla from the company sent me this and I like it. It's all shimmers and each one of these shades is actually enriched or added as an... Each one of these shades has a different gemstone ground up in it, which is just so stinking cool. If you're into crystals like I am, that is so cool. And I have been having fun wearing it, but like you can't wear that whole palette on your eye, at least it doesn't work for me as like a daily palette. This one is so, so beautiful. I did a full dedicated video on this. This is the, what's it called? Rose Quartz Gemstone palette, and it's very, very cool toned. I really want to try the Summer Solstice palette, but it's been super sold out. Like literally, Tyla was gonna send it to me, and she's like, Sephora bought every single one that I have. I literally don't have one in my hands to send you. She goes, I can buy you one from Sephora. I was like, don't do that. I can buy my own. I will eventually probably buy my own. But this formula is out of control. If you like the Urban Decay formula, this is so similar. It's so agreeable. It's so user-friendly. The shimmers are so creamy and beautiful. And this packaging is completely sustainable. If you take the elastic off of it, this whole thing is recyclable. So, I mean, she's just done like a zero waste packaging and it's fantastic. And the Lawless is also in cardboard. It does have a mirror inside of it, so I think you'd have to pull the mirror out if you wanted to recycle it. Does it come out? It would pretty easily come out. So these are both in paper packaging, which is really, really cool. The only like non-awesome eyeshadow palette that I tried that I would definitely caution you from buying is the one from Ari Perez. It was like so underwhelming, Like, don't do it. I would rather never wear eyeshadow again in my life than have to wear that eyeshadow for the rest of my life. Like, no. It was just not good. Some honorable mentions for eye products. One of them that I have on my eyes right now. This is in its own category. I just think that it is one of the most exciting releases of the year. The entire release was really, really cool. But this is the Glitter Gelée from the Glossier Play release. And it's the glitter that I have on my eyes right now. Whenever I wear this on my channel, you guys are like, what is that? This is the shade Bijou, and it's like a platinum-y gold. And all I do is like dip my finger in there and do like that, and it's so pretty, so easy to use. Y'all know if I can put something on my eyeballs with my fingers, it's easy to use, okay? There's no real technique here, although it does come with like a little applicator that you can use to get more precision, and it is also very useful, but I just kind of tend to go full Tarzan and just smash it on my face. The other product that honestly blew my mind this year so far with respect to eye products is the Brilliant Eye Brightener from Thrive. They reformulated it and they came out with some more shades. I hope I'm not spoiling anything here. I need to look. Oh my god, I can talk about it. They released it. I'm so happy. They have all 4 shades out, you guys. Okay. Oh my god. I didn't realize I was able to talk about these yet. I am so excited. Okay, so I fell in love with the Brilliant Eye Brightener recently, and I shied away from trying it because I honestly have never ever liked a cream shadow that I've ever used. Like, especially a cream stick, I've always been like, cool, great, that's just gonna crease for the rest of my life. However, this does not do that. Even on like the oiliest of eyelids, it doesn't crease, it doesn't budge. It's totally gorgeous and I love it. These are the original shades. This is Stella and Aurora. So they're kind of like a rose gold and like a regular champagne shade. These are the new ones, I think. I'm not like familiar enough to know, but I know that this one's new, and this is the one that I was like really excited to share with you guys. So this is Mako, and it is like a really gorgeous like baby pink, and that's fine and everything. But you guys, this is why I'm saying I think that they're going to like take this in the, I hope at least, that they're going to take this in the direction of just doing like a full line of cream shadows. This shade right here, this is called Emma, and when it gets on your eye, oh my god, it's like this beautiful bronze copper that like instant rock and roll smoky eye, but in this like wearable way. It reminds me a lot actually of this, the eye polish in Solar from RMS. Whoa, it's really, really warm in my room because that just was like really soupy on my finger. Solar is a lot bronzer, but they have very similar blendability and payoff. But if you've watched my channel at all, when I talk about that RMS cream shadow, you know it creases like a bygod. I wear it anyway, but it creases like a bygod. This doesn't crease. It's awesome. You can use it as a base, but I just use it by itself. You just can smear this guy all over your whole eyeball, just rub it around either with a brush or with your fingers and put it on mascara, and you just like have this instant like cool girl eye look. And y'all know I'm not big on eye looks at all, and this is just so effortless, and it's just the most flattering shade. Like, copper looks good on everybody, you know? Can't say enough about that product. I love it, and I'm so excited that I can talk about the other shades now. That's exciting. All right, quickly, let's talk about some of my like, you know, duh categories. Mascara, you're not going to pull me away. I'm still not done being obsessed with the Thrive Causemetics Liquid Lash Extensions Mascara. Nothing compares. That's the end of that talk. The other thing that is not going to change anytime soon is my obsession with Glossier Boy Brow. It is just anytime I see pictures of myself where I've done something different with my brows, and then one where I've gone back and just used Boy Brow, I always prefer the Boy Brow picture. I can get really, I'm looking at myself on my monitor, I can get really heavy on the brows really quickly. I already have a lot of brows, and so when I start filling them in and thinking like really up close, the way that we used to like tweeze our eyebrows in middle school, we're like, when it's up close it seems fine, and then you move back and you're like, what have I done? That's how I feel with filling my brows, and I'm always just like, this is gonna be fine. Everything looks so natural. And then I like see myself in a picture and I'm like, no, honey, all we see is brows. And so this is my ultimate foolproof brow pomade. It doesn't ever overdo it, and I love it. I have it now in brown and clear. Still prefer the brown. So the entire lip category belongs to Glossier. I'm sorry, I'm not sorry. I've never met a lip gloss that I didn't like, but I have met one that I love, and it is the Glossier Lip Gloss. It is truly the greatest lip gloss that ever lip glossed this earth, okay? We are so lucky to have her. She's so perfect. What's that? Oh, a brand new tube. Yeah, I have a problem and its name is Glossier Lip Gloss, but it's not a problem really, it's an opportunity. And the other reason that the lip category belongs to Glossier is these right here. These are the Vinylic lips. I just took Pony off before I filmed this video because it's not as nude as I want it to be. It's like this perfect Your Lips but better shade, but I want it to be like 90s brown. But the formula you guys, and also if you are wanting a rosy lip, like the ones that like Leanne likes, she would really dig this. This is that just perfect. Let's just keep swatching on top of that same spot. That freaking perfect mauve tan on the lips. It's so, so beautiful. And then of course, you know, the one red lip that I can wear at all, the shade is called Baby. This is like literally the only red lip that I can wear comfortably. And when I wear it in like Instagram photos and stuff like that, everybody's just like, whoa, I'm like, I know, but it did all the work for me. I love this little applicator, I love it so much. And then this is actually my most recent addition. I wore it in my last video and it is so good. It is called Bank. And oh my God, I love it. It is the perfect berry shade, like plummy, eggplanty berry shade. Ooh! And you can pile them up. They're kind of buildable. You can get like super saturated, crazy color from them, but they also wear really evenly when you shear them out, and that is what I did. And so even though this looks really purple on my skin, when I put it on my lips, a lot of the natural pinkness on my lips shows through, as you can see in the last video, and so it goes very like vibrant berry more than plum, if that sheds any light on the subject. So I think that that's everything, guys. If you have any additional questions about products that I recommend or product types that I recommend, let me know in the comments down below. I honestly thought that I would be able to get through this quickly, and I know because my camera has auto shut off 3 times, and it does that every 20 minutes, that I have been filming for at least an hour, and so I am sorry and you are welcome. I'm gonna go ahead and end the video here. Guys, if you did enjoy this, give it a thumbs up. If you have any requests for No Buy July, which is what we're going to do in July. I'm going on a no buy to kick off the second half of the year. We're just gonna like revisit some things. I'm also going to finish with some stuff that I just got in the mail. You know, I have a lot of things backed up in my queue right now. I've got a whole box of Lily Lolo. I've got a bunch of Super Goop. I've got a full face of Ilia. All of those things that we're going to get done in July. I just need to get like unbacked up essentially, but also let me know the styles of videos that you guys want to see in terms of like revisiting things or certain types of tutorials that you would want to see or something like that. So thank you for watching. If for whatever reason this was your first time watching one of my videos, go ahead and subscribe while you're here. We have so much fun. I have a vlog channel, which is also fun. I just did a Costco haul. For those of you who want to know what I eat and what I buy at Costco, that's there. I will link my channel below. I also have merch, which is adorable, but I want to roll out some new merch. Let me know what you guys think. I'm in the mood. I'm in the mood to refresh. Let me know what you guys want on merch. And if you made it this far, girl, comment a trophy. One of the little trophy emojis, because girl, you did it. Even if you watched it on double time, which I wouldn't blame you. Thank you so much for hanging out with me and for watching today, guys. I love you so freaking much. I love you so much. And I will see you in the next one. Bye.